Hi everybody, today I come to you with something a little bit different because while I'm not wearing a genuine corset per se, this is a corset style vest designed by Roberto Cavalli. So I thought it would still be interesting to show you the construction details so you can compare it with that of a traditional corset. So here's the front, the side, the back, and the other side. The center front seam here by the Busk is 9.5 inches high, the side seam here is 11 inches high, and the very back here is 19 inches. This is most definitely a modern slim silhouette, so while the laces in the back can give you a cinch of maybe a couple of inches, it's most definitely not designed for waist training or tight lacing. It's just a decorative garment. There's minimal boning in this, as I'll show you in a couple minutes here. But when I measured this, it was a 26-inch waist, 32-inch bust, and 32 inches at the iliac crest here as well. Here's the vest laid flat, and for the materials there are two main layers in here. The fashion layer is this wool viscose blend in this lovely pale pink color, and then the lining here is 100% silk. And you can see on the back the fashion fabric is silk as well. And here's a Cavalli hologram tag, and it's really hard to film here, so you might be able to see the RC in the middle of that auto-cannibalistic snake there, and it has a spotted background, and turning it on another angle you might be able to see the more almost zebra print or tiger print background and his full name, Roberto Cavalli, right there. And it's really hard to photograph because, of course, if you turn it on too much of an angle, there's nothing there at all. Turning the corset on its side, you can see how they had specifically cut these panels to make it look like a ribbon cincher. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The side panel 9, which holds the bones, very much like a ribbon cincher, and the back panel right there as well. And then are these larger panels that cover the bust in the back. But that is only the fashion layer, and the lining layer is just a little bit more simplified. It doesn't have the same ribbon design on the inside. So this is mainly a floating liner, you can see here, and then on the outside you can see that all these seams are top stitched. Because this is not a genuine corset, I did not expect to find a waist tape in here, and indeed I didn't. There is a seam going across there, but that's actually just the seam allowance from the ribbon cincher right there. And also you can see that there is no binding anywhere. It was stitched traditionally, you know, the lining and the fashion layer were stitched right sides together, then flipped right side out, top stitched along the collar and the arm side here. And on the bottom here you can see that the layers were tacked down by hand and then pressed so that all the stitches are hidden. There's also no Modesty panel or placket in this corset, but once again I wasn't expecting it. I had owned some vests in the past, and a couple of them had vents in the back, and so I imagine that this also acts as a vent just to let heat and perspiration escape. The busk in this corset is about 9 1/4 inches long, and the start of it is right there and the end of it is just past this line of stitching there. So you might think that the busk was anchored in from these seams, but actually it's not. It's sort of just anchored in by this seam. It is a standard flexible busk, 1/2 inch on each side, and it has 5 loops and pins. The last two are a little bit closer together. There are also 2 faux pockets here, and I kind of wish they were real pockets because there are never enough pockets in women's clothing. There are a total of 10 bones in this corset, 5 on each side, not including the center front busk here. So there are 3/4 inch wide bones here on the side, and they are all plastic or acrylic boning because they do not attract the magnet, as well as 2/4 inch wide bones there, also plastic. And here's a close-up of the back where there are a total of 24 really tiny, probably size X00, 2-part eyelets in here, finished in gold. They're set equidistantly, and how this vest came, it was laced at the bottom, so I decided not to change it. You know, it's not supposed to be something that actually cinches you in a whole lot at the waist anyways. And here's a close-up of the back, and I originally thought that these were 1-part eyelets, but actually if you look really closely, there's a super tiny washer underneath there. So they're all holding in very well. As I said before, I don't cinch this in very tightly. It's not like I can get more than a couple of inches reduction in this anyways, so they're all holding in fine. And this concludes my review of this corset style vest by Roberto Cavalli. So I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something new. If you did, please remember to click that like button and help support the channel. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys on Friday for another video. Bye!